So today I want to go over what process it is that you think you should have done either before moving into your house or before assessing what should be done to your floor. So in this particular case, we are here working on a travertine, a polished travertine tile floor. And if you look at the floor behind me, it looks really, really good. It's in great condition. There are some areas where the luster has kind of lost a little bit, where it's not quite as shiny. I'll show you that in a second. And what you'll notice is that the areas where it's not shiny is mostly the traffic areas. So right here, look at all the beautiful lights just reflecting off of the floor. But then as we come to like these little pivot points, you can see that the shine isn't quite as reflective as it is throughout the rest of the floor. See right here how it's starting to kind of break up and not be as clearly defined and polished as that one is there. You move over this way, you see how it kind of just distorted a little bit. So the reason for this is because I'm currently standing in a transition point of the room. Whether I'm gonna go to the theater area, the pool table area, the entrance area, the bar, or out the back door, I'm currently standing in a pivot and transition point. So pivot and transition points are the areas that do require the most attention and the most maintenance. Beautiful thing about natural stone is that you don't have to restore the entire floor if you don't need to. So in this particular case, the customer asked me, what would I do? What would be my suggestion, keeping budget in mind? So I told her, number one, floor looks fantastic. Looks great, it's beautiful polish throughout. Some areas that could use a little bit of polishing, but nothing that's necessary. Second thing is you definitely should have this floor clean and sealed, especially after it's had some grout work done. So let me show you what Grout Haze and dried grout ends up looking. So right over here you can see that there's some little dollops of dried Grout Haze right here. And that's what this is. It's all Grout Haze. So you want to come with a flat blade and you want to take these out. In the process of taking these out, what you end up happening is that you end up discovering what it was that this dried grout did underneath. And the truth of the matter is that it can damage some areas more than others. So right here, perfect example. You just saw me remove all these right here from this. This one cleaned up a lot better than this one. Maybe it needs a little bit extra TLC, a little extra love. Nope, that's about the best that's gonna help go ahead and clean. After you remove the grout haze and you uncover what's underneath, then it's a matter of what needs to be done to it. First step to anything, we're big on least invasive. Let's clean your floor first. Let's see what this floor looks like underneath the grout haze. How do I know that there's grout haze on this floor? Take a look at my paint. I take my leg and I just rub it on the floor on this angle side. There we go. Grout haze. That grout haze is kind of hard to see, but it's undeniable that it's there. And that grout haze hides a lot. That grout haze will hide sheen. So right now, looking at this floor, the floor does look shiny. Once we remove this grout haze, it's gonna look even nicer without having to restore it. So that's pretty much what I told the customers. Let's clean up the grout haze. Let's clean up the floor. Let's see what the floor ends up looking like. After we see what the floor looks like, then let's assess what should be done to the areas of the floor. Keeping in mind, a lot of this space is gonna be covered up with area rugs, furniture, so on and so forth. So there's only gonna be limited areas that's still gonna be kind of open, in which case then decide, should you restore it or should you not restore it? So primarily, after we're done doing the cleaning, like for something like this, I would look for imperfections here, and I would want to have this restored. The reason why I'd want to have this restored, because this is an entryway, it's a focal point. You come out, you come in. It's that area that just speaks to you the moment that you're in that space or approaching that space. Now, on contrast, back here you got a pool table area. I would say it looks good. Let's just clean it and seal it. When it gets worse, which it will, then restore it. But in the meantime, that looks pretty good as is, and it's gonna get trashed anyways. Wait till it gets trashed, then restore that area. So what could end up happening is that this entire space, which we're currently doing, is a grout haze removal, clean and seal process. Then after we're done, we'll assess and see if anything else needs to be done further. But the truth is, you really can't tell until you actually get the cleaning done. Once you get the cleaning done, then you can go ahead and make decisions onto what should be done where, and what polish, what high polish should it be done. And then at that point, you can go ahead and decide whether you should have things restored, if they should just be cleaned and sealed, left alone, left for a future date. You know, because at the end of the day, it's about minimizing your expenses while getting the best return that you can for the product that you're receiving and being guided correctly. So with that said, the final point that I could bring up before bringing this video to a close is that there's basically two processes that you could do to a natural stone floor. The first process is a clean and seal. The second process is a restoration of some level. And when it comes to restorations, you have lippage removal, you have full grinds, you have full restorations. And all that basically means is that there's 3 steps in a restorative process: grinding, honing, and polishing. When it comes to the grinding, what are you doing? Are you removing lippage? If so, how aggressive do you gotta grind, and how many steps does it need to take to get out of the grind stage to provide you with the hone stage to then provide you with the polishing stage? And the final result of either process is aesthetics. Are you trying to get it shinier? Are you trying to just leave it alone? Are you trying to just maintain it? But the one question that I do get is my floor more protected when I do a full restoration versus a clean and seal? And the answer to that is no. A clean and seal protects your floor just as the same as a full restoration does. And the main reason behind that is because sealing is about prevention of absorption, and restorative process is about the final aesthetic of the tile itself. So while they do work interchangeably, 2 totally different processes, different things to consider. And because of that reason, the customer felt comfortable getting everything cleaned and sealed, and then we can evaluate and see if anything needs to be restored. So with that being said, thank you so very much for tuning in. I hope that this video was helpful. If it was, please like, subscribe, or if we could be a part of your project, give us a call. Thank you very much. I'll catch you on the next video.